Hi, this is Carmen Delessio. I'm here to talk about latticeapps.com as part of our application for the ERA-NYC.com accelerated program that we're very excited about. Lattice Apps is a data-driven mobile app platform. Simple statement, people have data. They have fun personal data like recipes and record collections. And there's lots of useful business data out there in spreadsheets and Access databases. I don't know of any companies that don't have a spreadsheet somewhere that helps them run the company, and they always wish they had it with them or wish they could take it with them. And that's the problem we're trying to solve. Everyone needs to have their data with them. We live in a day and age where it's literally easy to have your data and your information at your fingertips, but it's a little bit too hard to do in a useful and elegant way. So that gets to what we do. Make it easy for normal people to create engaging, data-driven mobile apps. Our official statement, we provide a hosted service that makes it easy for people to create engaging mobile apps. And our pitch really is we make the creation of data-driven mobile apps as easy as setting up a blog. I think a lot about Blogger in the 90s and when it came out and how people were learning HTML, they were setting up servers, they might even set up a server in their house to basically put out a web page. And Blogger came along and took care of the hosting and took care of the creation, and they made it easy. Our effort is to do the same thing for mobile. People are paying a lot of money for mobile app creation. People are becoming experts at it. There's a common enough theme like Blogger realized with HTML and web pages for mobile apps to create something really useful in a service. Yeah, our keys to success: data-driven apps that are easy to create and visually appealing. All three need to happen. Easy to create and visually appealing. We don't want to be cookie cutter. We want to be WordPress. There are going to be themes, efforts, and data-driven means we'll use your data to drive you through a process of decisions to get the appropriate app and app style for your data. Your data of 6,000 product parts and information will be very different from your museum gallery with 500 rooms in it. The data can drive those decisions, and our wizards will take you through a process to make that happen. There are competitors. These guys have been around, typically iPhone focused, but Mobile Roadie does both Android and iPhone. AppMaker and Red Foundry have had announced at least $1 million in investment in each of those companies. You can find TechCrunch and other articles on these guys. What they do for us right now is validate this market. There's a great interest in creating apps. Again, I think the service providers for apps for mobile is an underserved market right now. So we think form follows function. Say, to some extent, the competitors focus on brochureware, but they're great because they're bringing together content. One of the things I learned when I worked on the movie phone app for AOL was their great content and trailers made for a great app. So data and content make great apps. There needs to be good ways to get that out there, and that's what we do. Who am I? Carmen Delessio. I'm an award-winning Android developer. It's a true statement. I won the Sprint 4G App Challenge for the social networking category. Had a nice $50,000 prize that went along with it. That was for my app BFF Photo. I've been a CTO at Harris Connect. Worked at Moda Media and a few other places. Mentioned Moda Media because I work for Fortune 100 companies like Citibank and AT&T, working on big web efforts, but also, again, it was back at a time when experts like me and like the other people at Moda Media really focused on creating sites for people, and I believe it could be easier to do. Harris Connect, interesting company where our clients are colleges and universities. We'd have the data for every alumnus from each college. That was provided to us as a directory of information, so you could go into an online directory and look it up. So it was a large data-driven websites individualized to each college and university. So UNC did not look like Yale, did not look like Harvard. It was more than skinning in templates. It was the structure of the data, the application features. So between these two things, it shows the experience that I have in both working in verticals with large clients, and in providing a platform, a common platform for working with many clients and providing a mass custom experience. Currently, I have advisors. These guys are very hands-on and very active in the Lattice app effort. Scott Grimace, Mel Reyes, and Christy Laurentis. Scott's background is VP of Product Development at a number of companies, including About.com. Scott and I worked at Prodigy together back in the day. He made a really awesome Usenet newsreader client. He's also an author of a book called Privacy Tactics, and he's got named in 5 patents and worked on a few others. Really, Scott is driving competitive analysis, planning, some financial stuff, getting to some numbers, really looking forward to pulling together all that we have and pursuing the IP potential in what's going on here. Scott is active and has done a lot in a short amount of time to make this a better effort. Mel Reyes, so Scott is not the only author on the team. Mel Reyes is currently CTO of C2 Creative. He's the author of a book called Hacking Firefox. He's very familiar with Fortune 100 companies. Christy Laurentis is a technical guy that I like to talk to a lot. He's a true Salesforce expert. I believe the Lattice app's future will include integration to services like Salesforce. Salesforce is the one that really comes to my mind. As companies' internal IT teams need mobile apps and are supporting tablets, whether they're Android or iPad or whatever else is coming down the road, access control will be important. I think Salesforce will be a big part of that. That will be some of those bigger efforts that we do in the future. Mel and Scott and Chris all bring something different to this effort. I'm really good at putting together something quickly, making a prototype, making an infrastructure, and making it happen. Mel and Scott are incredible product people, and Mel in particular is a finisher to add the fit and finish on a product to make it a product and not just an engineering effort. And I know we all know how important that is. This is a good group of people to get this done. Will be a freemium model. I mentioned access control. Really, the amount of data that you have hosted with us, if it's a hosted solution, we'll have a few different models, but basically freemium. Back to the competitive app makers moving to a freemium model. The other guys are sort of upfront fees and monthlies, but there is data out there for us to figure that out. And also, our current efforts include data being hosted on Amazon.com. I'm using SimpleDB for some of the apps, using Elastic Beanstalk for other apps. Things are looking pretty good in terms of using Amazon as an infrastructure and allowing us to grow. So we're going to certainly bring cloud and mobile together, and that is an untapped area. Putting services in that space just makes a lot of sense, and that's what Lattice Apps is about. We're going to solve people's problems of keeping their data with them by putting the data in the cloud and accessing it on your mobile device. Thank you. We're really looking forward to this program. These guys are advisors, but they will be active participants in the ERA NYC program, and I couldn't be more excited about it.